something a little bit unusual. Students, you do need to take out your cell phone if you have it. I'd like you to do two things. Number one, turn the ringer off, put it on silent. That's the dad in me. But I would also like you to check your emails. If you have somebody who is going to live stream this event, just a little bit ago, the actual web link changed. So the new web link has been emailed to you. So if you need to take a few moments and forward that to family and friends, do that now. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Good morning, everybody. Students, families, faculty, staff, honored guests. It's my great privilege to welcome you to the White Coat Ceremony for the class of 2029 at the Montana College of Osteopathic Medicine. I'm Dr. Moore, and I have the privilege of serving as the Dean of MCOM. Members of the class of 2029, today marks a powerful milestone. The moment you take your first step into the profession of medicine. For many of you, this journey began years ago with the dream to serve, to heal, and to make a difference. You are beginning this journey in Montana, a state that has been shaped by resilience, natural beauty, community, and a spirit of service. You will now become part of the story of Montana, a story that is rooted in the traditions of the indigenous people whose enduring presence remind us of the deep connections between people and place. And in pioneers like Dr. Carolyn McGill, one of Montana's first female physicians, who after 4 decades of practicing medicine in the rough and tumble mining town of Butte, donated her personal collections to found what is now the Museum of the Rockies, preserving Montana's cultural and scientific heritage. If you've not yet had a chance to go there, I would highly recommend it. At MCOM, you are not just students. You are part of a team and part of the legacy of Montana. Our faculty and staff are here to guide, support, and challenge you as you grow into the kind of physician the world needs. One who understands body, mind, and spirit, and who believes in the body's ability to heal itself, and who treats not just disease, but people. As you take the osteopathic pledge later in this ceremony and put on your white coat, you begin that transformation. You join a legacy of service and a profession built on trust, humility, and hope. On behalf of all of us at Rocky Vista University and the Montana College of Osteopathic Medicine, I want you to know you belong here. You've chosen the right profession, and you have chosen the right place to begin. Welcome to osteopathic medicine. It is now my honor to introduce our keynote speaker today, a leader who exemplifies public service, vision, and unwavering dedication to his community. Mayor Bill Cole has served as the mayor of Billings since January 2018 and was re-elected without opposition in 2021, a testament to the trust and the respect he has earned from his constituents. As mayor of Montana's largest and most diverse city, he has led with a steady hand through times of both challenge and opportunity. Mayor Cole holds degrees from Dartmouth College and Columbia University Law School, and before entering public office, he built a distinguished career in land use and real estate law. During his time in office, Mayor Cole has championed initiatives to expand parks and trails, combat human trafficking, and steer his city safely through the COVID-19 pandemic. Amid rapid population growth and mounting housing challenges, Mayor Cole has been a tireless voice for affordable housing, downtown revitalization, and smart development. He's also made it a personal mission to celebrate and support the diversity of this great city, most notably through the Mayor's World Languages Dinner, an annual event he and his wife Anne founded together in Billings. Residents from more than 60 countries who speak over 60 different languages attend annually. Beyond City Hall, Mayor Cole is a lover of Montana history, an avid hiker and cyclist, and an active force in historic preservation in the area. He and his wife, Ann, are proud parents of 2 accomplished daughters, Kristen and Catherine. Please join me in welcoming a true public servant, Mayor Bill Cole.
Thank you, Dr. Moore. A few of those things were true, anyway. Thank you. Not many, but some of them. But good morning, students, families, faculty, and honored guests. Since 2020, the City of Billings has been privileged to work with the Montana College of Osteopathic Medicine to bring high-quality graduate education in the medical field to Montana's largest city. For the students and families who are new to our community, I want to offer a most sincere howdy. And in case you don't know that already, that is Montana-ese for welcome. Whether you come from the opposite side of Montana or the opposite side of the world, I want you to know that you are truly welcome, and I hope that you will feel right at home here in Billings. But as we begin this morning, I need to confess a great sin. I am not a physician. Even worse, I am a lawyer. So when I was invited to speak today to a room full of future and existing doctors, I was very honored and humbled and also just a little bit perplexed. Obviously, I do not have any of the medical credentials that would entitle me to advise you on how you should perform the technical aspects of your profession. And typically doctors, and I assume future doctors as well, don't really want to listen to a lawyer unless they have to, like when they've been sued. And sorry to use that 4-letter word in public. And as you probably know, doctors and lawyers have a bit of a history of conflict between their professions that goes well beyond good-natured ribbing. In fact, one of the final exams at the end of your first year will require that you memorize at least 10 good lawyer jokes. My advice is to stick to the classics that are easy to remember. Like, what's the difference between a lawyer and a vulture? Lawyers accumulate frequent flyer miles. And what's the difference between a dead skunk lying in the road and a dead lawyer lying in the road? There are skid marks in front of the skunk. And of course, lawyers also know how to throw stones. This is one of my favorites. What's the difference between God and a doctor? God doesn't think that he's a doctor. So what gives me the right to stand here and say anything today? Well, the truth is I have every right, because I, like many others, have a very important title behind my name that physicians and other medical providers abbreviate with 2 letters, PT. I am a patient, and I am a family member and friend of other PTs. Even though I'm only 45 or so, as I age, I find myself relying more and more on people like you and the skill and wisdom that you bring to life. And as the people around me age, I have learned what it's like to sit at the bedside of a family member or friend as they slip away into an antiseptic hospital room while the healthcare professionals in the hall go about their everyday life like death is the most natural thing in the world, which it is. According to its mission statement, Rocky Mountain University strives to provide quote, quality healthcare education while inspiring students to serve with compassion, integrity, and excellence. Long after you have left the lecture halls and sim labs of MCOM, it will be patients like me and our family members who will judge whether you are serving with compassion, integrity, and excellence. You're stepping into one of the most challenging and meaningful professions in the world. The white coat you are about to receive is more than a symbol of science or training. It is a symbol of trust. You're not simply beginning medical school, you are beginning a series of intimate relationships with your future patients, with their families, with your colleagues, and with whatever still small voice you might listen to when your head hits the pillow at night. It is the trust that others put in you that will motivate you to serve with compassion, integrity, and excellence. From the perspective of a patient and a patient's family, medicine is not just knowing what's wrong with someone. It's about understanding who they are. And you won't find that in any textbook. As a physician, you will meet people at their most vulnerable, not just in pain, but in fear, confusion, and loss. You will treat patients who have more money than you could ever dream of, and who once led large businesses or institutions, wrote books, raised families, or who set records on the athletic field, but who now struggle to eat, dress, toilet themselves, or even breathe. They were once strong, self-reliant, and full of pride, but now they are completely dependent on you. In that situation, your patient and his or her family want not just your expertise, but also your compassion and especially your humility as just another fragile, aging member of the human race. That is the core principle of osteopathic medicine, the belief that people are more than just a collection of symptoms. They are body, mind, and spirit, and that real healing begins with listening, understanding, and respecting the person behind the chart. But actually living by that ideal every day has to be, and I don't know, but it has to be a lot harder and a lot easier said than done, especially when faced with demands to bill more and talk less, patients with unrealistic expectations or unpleasant personalities, and the emotional toll that can result from connecting too closely with patients and their families. So it should not come as a surprise that it is often difficult for physicians to make these personal connections. You remember my joke about the difference between God and a doctor? Well, doctors, like lawyers, increasingly have a PR problem rooted in reality. The average patient no longer sees their physician or physicians as Marcus Welby, MD, in part because most patients nowadays have a constantly changing team of healthcare providers whom they see at the local clinic and whose names they might not even remember. By the way, have any of you ever actually seen Marcus Welby, MD? Parents and grandparents, you don't count. For those of you who don't know, Marcus Welby, MD was very well received, PG-rated TV show from 1969 to 1976, and it featured a star of the show that was a kindly general practitioner in Santa Monica, California, who saved lives every week without fail and railed against the perils of impersonal corporate medicine. My father was also a general practitioner in the 1960s and 1970s, albeit in Bozeman, Montana, who also made house calls, often with me sitting in the car out in the freezing Montana winter, without the car running to save money. Charged $6 for an office visit. I know that because I used to do his bills. Had one nurse for staff, and who would have railed against impersonal corporate medicine if such a thing had existed in Montana at the time. He was a board-certified internist and the town's de facto cardiologist before Bozeman had a real cardiologist. And he never left the house without his medical bag, because he never knew when he would need that on the road or wherever he went. He also owned a 1968 MGB GT hardtop roadster in British Racing Green, the only one in Bozeman and probably in Montana at the time. The MGB, for those of you other than Dr. Mark Lee, who I'm not sure is with us, who might not know this, he would, was a small British sports car with about 5 inches of clearance and a reputation for being one of the most unreliable automobiles ever made. My dad's MG was his primary source of transportation for more than 30 years. He drove it to work every day and all around Montana in sunshine and snowstorms. His main hobby, actually his only hobby, was working on family cars, and in particular that MG. When not at work, his hands were typically covered in grease. Many people in Bozeman knew my dad personally, but everyone in town knew his car and his reputation for being one of the best mechanics around. As my dad got older, and after he died at the age of 98, some people would come up to us kids and tell us what a good physician he had been. But those compliments paled in comparison to the number of people who would tell us what a wonderful mechanic he had been, or how much they appreciated his commitment to the Exchange Club, the Shriners, and other service organizations in town. Did those people really care about his skill as a mechanic? Probably not. But they did care that one of the town's leading physicians with grease under his fingernails and humility in his heart was one of them. My point is this: if you want to be remembered, be a good doctor, for sure, but be a good person first. How do you do that? Well, that's up to you. And whatever North Star you choose to guide your path. For me, that is biblical Christianity. But even if yours is a different religious tradition or system of philosophy, I suspect that we would agree on the wisdom expressed in Matthew chapter 7, verse 12, where it says, "So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets." As you receive your white coat today, be proud. You've earned it. But also remain grounded. The white coat is not a badge of superiority, but a daily reminder that your calling is to serve. That road can be long and hard, but with the help of your classmates, faculty, and family, you will be just fine. I came across a traditional blessing that is sometimes given at these white coat ceremonies. I don't know who wrote it, but let me leave you with these final words. May your hands bring healing. May your mind stay curious. May your heart remain open. And may your white coat always remind you that the title of doctor is not something you wear, but something you earn with humility every single day. Congratulations, class of 2029. Welcome to your profession.
Why did it have to be cancer? My thoughts were a tangled mess as I readied my office. I was a young rural family doc in northern Wyoming, working in a small clinic. In a few minutes, my patient Steve, a 53-year-old family friend for over 2 decades, would arrive with his wife to hear the results of his recent tests. His once robust figure had grown pale and weak. He had finally agreed to undergo diagnostic testing, and I had just confirmed that he had advanced colon cancer that had now spread. As I cleared my desk, adjusted the lighting, and put on my long white coat, questions swirled in my mind. What would I say? How could I offer guidance, support, and love? Though I had delivered difficult news before, this was the first time in my short career that I would tell a friend he was dying. Steve and his wife would never forget this conversation, and neither would I. Why did I take the time to put on a white coat? And how did that become the symbol of medicine? To understand that, we need to look back to the early 1800s, when medicine was still rooted in mysticism. Bloodletting, mercury, arsenic, and opium were common treatments. Miracle cure tonics promised to heal everything. Surgery was crude and painful with no anesthesia. Physicians wore black to hide the blood stains. In contrast, it was the scientists who wore white coats as they worked to bring reason and evidence to medicine. As the century progressed, medicine and science began to converge. One of the pioneers was Dr. Andrew Taylor Still, founder of osteopathic medicine. He envisioned a more rational scientific approach to healing. Soon after, Dr. Joseph Lister revolutionized surgery with aseptic techniques. Sir William Osler emphasized disciplined, evidence-based practice. Dr. Walter Reed's work with yellow fever laid the foundations of epidemiology. As medicine evolved, the white coat became its defining garment. For over a century, medicine has embraced science, and the white coat has come to symbolize that commitment, but its meaning has continued to evolve. In the 1980s, Dr. Arnold Gold, a renowned pediatric neurologist, grew concerned. While he celebrated the technological advances, he worried that a growing disconnect between physicians and their patients. He believed the human connection, the ability to listen and truly care, was slipping away. So Dr. Gold, he saw students pledging an oath to compassionate care at graduation, but he felt that was far too late. With his wife, Sandra, and the Arnold P. Gold Foundation, he introduced a transformative tradition, the white coat ceremony. It emphasizes compassion and human connection from the very first days of clinical training, and today it's a cherished tradition at nearly every U.S. medical school and around the world. Class of 2029, you are now part of that tradition. Let me share with you some of Dr. Gold's wisdom. Quote, listen to your patients. See them as human beings, not as medical anomalies. Don't be afraid to care. The connections you make with patients and families will be priceless, end quote. Your white coat is more than just clothing. It symbolizes the immense trust we are putting in you. Yes, we count on you to be rational, scientific, and professional, but we also count on you to care, to truly care for your patients who come to you at times when they are at their most vulnerable state. As a physician, I'm always moved by the privilege of caring for another. In moments like that one with Steve, I'm reminded of what truly matters. As Dr. Atul Gawande beautifully put it, quote, the awe of discovering the human body, the honor of being trusted to give advice, the gratitude for helping someone through a difficult illness, these things never grow old, end quote. Congratulations, class of 2029, on receiving your white coat and all it represents, welcome to the osteopathic medical profession.
Students, please come to the stage, introduce yourselves, and then you will receive your white coat.
Caitlin Mock, Orlando, Florida, University of Central Florida.
Ashley Pehan, Huntersville, North Carolina, Elon University.
Elijah Klein, Brandon, South Dakota, the University of South Dakota.
Nathaniel Santhony, Honolulu, Hawaii, Northern Arizona University.
Keith Lee, Hiram, Georgia, University of California, Riverside. Keith Lee, Hiram, Georgia, University of California, Riverside.
Tiffany Yee, Seattle, Washington, University of Washington.
Tiffany Liu, Staten Island, New York, Stony Brook University.
Harsimran Basi, University of California, Merced. I'm from Columbus, California.
Kathleen Garchitrana, Rockland County, New York, University of Richmond.
Samantha Samuels, Truckee, California, Bachelor's and Master's, Montana State University.
Christopher Cook, Binghamton, New York, Penn State University.
Will Richards, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Gustavus Adolphus College.
Francis Patrick McLaughlin, Garden City, New York, Colgate University. Alejandro Rydberg, Elk River, Minnesota, University of St. Thomas.
Daniel Wolfenden, Seattle, Washington, Williams College.
Chinwe Wonsisi, Lagos, Nigeria, bachelor's degree, University of Lagos, Nigeria, doctorate degree, Tennessee State University.
Simon Kai, Rochester, Minnesota, University of Minnesota.
Wow, Simon Kai.
Robert Christian de Dios, Centennial, Colorado, Regis University.
Finds his seats. Let's give everybody a round of applause. I would now like to introduce Dr. Carol Penn, our Director of Tracks and Electives, to lead the students in the osteopathic pledge. Dr. Penn.
Class of 2029, please rise and bring your programs with you. On the last page of your program, you will find the osteopathic pledge of commitment. And together, read along with me this osteopathic pledge of commitment. We, the class of 2029, at Washington State University, Montana College of Osteopathic Medicine, pledge to provide compassionate, quality care to my patients, partner with them to promote health, display integrity and professionalism throughout my career, advance the philosophy, practice, and science of osteopathic medicine, continue my lifelong learning, support my profession with loyalty and action, word and deed, and live each day as an example of what an osteopathic physician should be. Congratulations and welcome.
You may be seated just briefly. Congratulations, student doctors. I'm Dr. Terry Blevins. I'm the Associate Dean for Student Affairs at MCOM, and I have had the pleasure of working for a couple of weeks with this new class, and they are just amazing. Yes, they are. The future of medicine is totally bright because of your dedication, compassion, and commitment. And I have no doubt that you will continue to make a positive difference in the lives of countless individuals. I want to take a moment now to express my appreciation to all who have made this day possible. To our exceptional faculty members, look how much we've grown. Your knowledge and mentorship will be invaluable to these students, so thank you for being here today. Families and loved ones who have supported these students on this journey, thank you for your unwavering support and encouragement, and thank you for being here today. other staff members who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes, thank you for ensuring that this ceremony was a memorable experience for all, and for making this event so very special. We invite all of you to join us on our beautiful MCOM campus this afternoon starting at 1 o'clock. We are excited to show you our campus and have you there for Family Day. I will now ask Dean Moore and Dean Wild to lead, and the rest of the faculty to lead the students out. Please stay seated until the recessional has finished, and then you can meet your new student doctors outside in front of the building. Congratulations and thank you all.